Hi, everyone. It's Carolyn Moor with Modern Widows Club, and it is September 2021, and we have a new topic. It's called Smarter, Not Harder, and this is under the pillar of financial health. Not our favorite subject, but certainly an important one. So this month, we're going to discuss financial matters of all kinds, which often intertwines with legal matters as well. We want to discuss job security, financial investment, taxes, real estate, everyday spending plans, business relations, wills, and estate planning. We hope that you will be encouraged to lean into what you don't know and learn how you can take charge of your financial stability as you move through widowhood. Education and knowledge is so important, but so is sharing your stories with others on the myths and the realities of this life stage, because there are so many. In all the widow mentoring that I've done, one of the first conversations is always around taking stock of your current assets as a way to accomplish and utilize them to work towards what you want for your future life in a smarter and not harder way. I know women who have inherited million-dollar foundations and businesses, and I've met women who need their phone bill paid just in order to stay in contact with their children while they're struggling to keep their job in this pandemic. Some women lose everything, including their spouse and their partner's income immediately. Some receive small or big life insurance payouts. Some find that the predators come sooner or later around receiving that money. Everyone is different. Raising awareness of this is important to just bust those myths and realities in widowhood. How society perceives us is very different, usually, than what we are experiencing, right? Yeah. I know you guys are giving me a high five on this. So do you want a new job? Do you want to learn about investing? Is this the first time that you're doing your taxes? Who should you hire to advise you? How do we create sustainable income? And when will I receive my Social Security benefits? Should I sell my home or keep my home? Do I want to have time to volunteer and work in the future? What about college costs? What about losing my Social Security right when my college-age kids are needing funding? Been there, done that. In the United States and around the world, widows are impacted greatly by their money and financial decisions. Finding solutions to provide for yourself and your family really matters. In the United States, what I consider Western world widows are expected to control most of the 30 trillion in wealth from the baby boomer generation by 2030, a potential wealth transfer that approaches the annual GDP of the United States. Yet American widows remain invisible in the eyes of policymakers and the law. Every day, widows continue to fight for their rightful estates, Social Security benefits, bereavement leave, and access to health care. So please go on over and sign our petition to advance widows' rights in all of these areas. And you have to adopt this thought: if it is to be, it is up to me, AKA us. We partnered with the Global Fund for Widows, and that founder, Heather Leathers, says all the time, she who has the gold wins. And when one widow wins, we all win. So I'm going to be a little guinea pig here, and I'm going to tell you, honestly, a story of my own. I knew nothing about investing when I became widowed at age 37. Thankfully, I had gotten a $250,000 life insurance policy only 4 months prior to Chad dying, and we made a will. But the reality was he was earning $150,000 a year, and I had just become a stay-at-home mom for 1 month. I was not earning any income for the first time in my life, and I felt overwhelmingly vulnerable with a 2 and 4-year-old at home, wondering how I was going to do this. I knew how to write checks and I knew how to pay what, when, right? But investing, I knew very little. It only took 3 years to use up that life insurance in early widowhood. I was completely numb. I had brain fog. I couldn't imagine working without him. I got taken advantage of from a professional who I thought knew more than me. I started working after 2 years, and thank God my interior design clients hired me. But after 7 years of supporting my family and running my household, I had a breakdown. I was a solo mom and I was working harder than I ever had in my life. I was exhausted doing what 2 human beings used to do every day. I decided to sell my home, this home that both my husband and I designed. Chad was an architect. And when I did, I had the opportunity to do something I've never done before. I gave $50,000 to a male financial advisor, and I gave $50,000 to a female advisor. I gave each of them 1 year with the same exact stock market, and they knew that I was doing this. I wanted to see who could preserve and earn the most money from the money that I gave them. And I'm here to tell you that the female advisor won. She listened, she educated me, and she gave me the confidence. And that's exactly what I needed to move forward. Make sure the professionals in your life are respecting your ability to learn and take control of your money, your livelihood. What I have found in discussing all things financial is fear, confusion, anticipation, shame, guilt. And what most widows are seeking the most is confidence. There are 3 levels of confidence. Surface, how others perceive you. How does it look from the outside world looking in? Number 2, lifestyle. What are you doing in your life that gives it to you? And 3, core. You can lose things, and you know at the bedrock of who you are, you will be okay. And that's where we want you to be. Every one of these levels has multiple emotions around it. So this is why you need guidance, because the decisions that widows make around their financial life means how their life will be lived moving forward. It's important and practical to discuss the truth, the reality of financial things in order to feel confident. And the good news is there are many, many resources that you will learn this month. So please share within your circles what has worked for you and bless someone else's life. You never know who will need the wisdom that you have to share. And also, please support Modern Widows Club with some of your treasure, your talent, and your time. It really does take a village to ensure that we continue to empower widows to thrive, no matter their socioeconomic status around the world. We love each one of you. So let me share a little bit about our legendary widow role model, which you guys are going to love. Madam C.J. Walker. If you have never heard of this woman, I am honored actually to present her to you. So she was born in 1867 and she died in 1919. She was the first Black woman millionaire in America and North America, and made her fortune thanks to her homemade line of healthcare products for Black women. Here's a picture of her. She was born Sarah Breedlove to parents who were enslaved Louisiana sharecroppers. After the Emancipation Proclamation, she was the first to be born free in her family. Her life endured many hardships, and she was orphaned at 6, married at 14, and widowed at 20 from Moses McWilliams. She had a daughter, Alila, in 1885. Though solo parenting her daughter, she struggled to become financially stable. Sound familiar? She was inspired to create her hair products after an experience with hair loss, which is so fascinating because we know that alopecia, hair loss in widows, is still prevalent today because of the stress that women experience. Wow, this woman was brilliant. So she created this thing called the Walker system of hair care. She built an empire of investing all she had, which was $1.05 in her savings. She remarried Charles Walker, who was supportive of her efforts with marketing, advertising, and mail orders. But as business grew, they grew apart and divorced. She built a business empire. She donated large parts of her wealth to the NAACP, the Black YMCA, and other charities. Walker's reputation as an entrepreneur was matched only by her reputation for philanthropy. At a time when jobs for Black women were fairly limited, she promoted female talent and insisted that women run her business. A&E television network has highlighted her life, and today you can tour her country home estate named Villa Lorero, constructed in 1918 in Irvington, New York, and designed, actually was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1976 for its architectural significance. You can see her life story from 2020 movie on Netflix. There's a series there called Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, starring Octavia Spencer. And I love this quote that C.J. wrote. And here's a picture of Octavia. And here's a picture of the actual Self-Made. You might have seen it before. Go on over and watch that movie this month and be so inspired. But here is CJ's quote: "Don't sit around and wait for opportunities to come. Get up and make them." She definitely is our legendary widow role model of the month. And I hope you too will get up and make these opportunities happen this month. You guys have a great month. God bless you. I'll see you online.